Hey guys, and welcome back to Left on Red. It's your girl, Sierra. I feel like I haven't recorded an episode in a really long time, but it's been 2 weeks since I dropped an episode, and I'm so happy to be back and chatting with you guys. We have a lot to catch up on, okay? We have some life updates, we have some summer plan updates, some dating updates. We have a lot to catch up on. And I titled this episode today Office Talk because your girl got a new job. And of course, like I do, because I have this podcast and I talk heavily about dating, I have been hearing some office talk, okay? Some talk in the office amongst guys about dating. And so I'm kind of here to spill the tea on that. So we're going to get into the life updates. What is summer looking like for all of us? And we're going to get into this office talk, okay? So let's just jump right into today's episode. As you guys know, I've been searching for a job. So if you don't know, or if you're new here, my past job, I work in marketing. In my past job, I was an account manager at a marketing agency here in New York. They also had an office in London. And that for me was like my dream job because I wanted to move to London eventually. And then I got laid off. Then I started another job at another marketing agency, and I got laid off again. So I have been unemployed since March, and from March until now, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be applying. I'm going to get back into the podcast. I'm going to grow, and so much character development. Okay, plus I guess like career development has happened. And one day I will tell you guys the full story. Some of you may know I went to a very popular entertainment company, and I was offered to work with a producer, and that did not work out. However, I can't spill the tea on that yet, but one day I will. So, in between me being unemployed from March till now, I restarted the podcast. I worked with someone who I considered a mentor and a coach and a friend who burned me. And again, I can't talk about that now, but one day I will. I go to this entertainment company. I am talking with a producer, a videographer. That does not pan out. I go to Grenada, I come back, I go to Atlanta. You listen to Left on Red in takes ATL episode. I talk about that and how I felt like that was a scam. And in between all of that, okay, I'm dating this guy and then we break up only like 3 weeks after I came back from Atlanta. So I'm going through that. So a lot has happened, okay? And we're only in June. So all of that is going down. And I reach out, like a person does who's unemployed, because I'm applying like crazy and the job market is just terrible. So I am talking to friends, family, whoever. I'm like, look, I just need a job. Help me out. And so a really good friend of mine was like, hey, I actually know somebody and his job is hiring, reach out to him. Like, here's his contact info and he'll give you a referral. And he did. I had a phone interview in person, and I'm back working in the city. Your girl has a little office job. I posted on my story on the Left on Red page. And so far so good. I have no complaints. It's only been, it's only like week one, so no complaints so far. I know, as you guys know, how much I love the podcast and want to continue into entertainment. Growing up, I used to tell my grandma that I'm going to be the next Ryan Seacrest and Juliana Rancic because they ran E! News at the time. And I just loved the way they reported. I loved their banter and how they were shady. And that's something I've always wanted to do. And I say that to say, even though I have this job now and I'm extremely grateful, being here in New York and like being like back in New York, because I was born here, but being back in New York, living the life I always wanted to live, and being able to travel and then have all of that kind of taken away from being laid off really humbled me and having this job now, this financial security that I've needed, and this a new stability and a new routine that I have desperately needed, I see more now that, you know, the podcast is something I want to do. It's my passion. It's what I love. And I want to stick to that. So all podcast episodes are coming out every Wednesday. That will not change. And I'm looking forward to the future, into like, you know, after, you know, I'm in this role now and I'm really grateful for it, but I'm also looking for my true passion, and it's in the podcast. It's with you guys. It's in entertainment. I want to be writing. I want to be producing. I have so many ideas, and I thought I had all those connections back in March and in April, and I was let down so bad. And so like I just hope one day, like I know one day I'll be able to tell my story, but until then, it's not over. It's not over, and I'm very excited for what's gonna come. I just feel like my dream job is on the way. I feel like something is gonna happen. I just don't know when. You know, when you have that feeling, like you feel your life changing, like you're about to enter a new chapter, but there's like 10 pages left, so you have to close this one up. I feel like I'm on the last 10 pages of this, you know, of I'm about to close this chapter, and I'm going to be in a new chapter. And so I'm really excited about that. So I will let you guys know how this new job is going, but you know, so far so good. We are in summer, okay? Summer is here. It's in full effect. I went to a rooftop party with my friends on Sunday, and when I mean it had all the vibes, it had all the vibes. I'm going to make a reel and post on the podcast page, because I'm going out again this weekend to a yacht party. Well, I don't want to say a yacht. It's more like a boat party here in New York. It's not a yacht, but I'm very excited. And I'm going to do like a little reel, because I want to know, like, what are you guys doing for summer? I told you guys we were having a healing girl summer and a hot girl summer. And all that means is we are doing what makes us happy. We are in our comfort zone. We are not crying over a guy. We don't care about the men. Okay. We are doing what makes us happy and stepping into us. So that's whatever makes you happy, trying new things, obviously going to work, getting your money. Okay. And also what's really important is like healing in the sense of not going out as a void, going out, you know, because you want to, and you want to have fun, you want to enjoy your life, and healing in other ways. Like, are you going to therapy? Are you are you reading like a new self-help book? Are you doing things for yourself? You know, I had a really good call with a prospective therapist that I want to start working with. So, you know, I'm checking something off for my healing girl summer. So that's like what we're in. Like, I want to be going out every weekend, either with friends or solo or doing something different, because not just to like, I remember when I was younger and me always like, and I would think to myself, oh, I can't wait until I'm older and I could go out, right? And I want to be around quality people. I think after the pandemic, being in isolation, relearning a lot of things that I feel like we all have missed out on, we deserve to spend quality time with quality people. Does that mean you're a bad person because you go out every weekend or every other weekend or once a month? Like, no, like you can go out, like if you can afford to go out every weekend with your friends and party, why not? It doesn't mean you don't have your priorities. It's just like, it's summer and it's time to enjoy life, because in New York, trust me, you will spend a lot of time inside in the winter. Winter is over, okay? The winter is done. Like, we're outside and it's to have a good time. And I think before I used to think, oh my God, if you're outside all the time, people are going to think of like bad about me. You know, guys are going to think I'm outside. Oh, I don't have my priorities together. No, I can have my priorities together and still equally enjoy my life. And I'm at the point where I don't want to be in isolation. I don't want to be just avoiding people and like no, like I want to be around, I don't want to be around anyone, but I want to be around quality people who don't bring drama, or they're not toxic. They actually care about me. I care about them. That's what I want. So that's what I see for myself this summer. And I encourage everyone to make a summer bucket list. I'll be uploading mine to the podcast, so look out for that because we're going to have a great summer, okay? I already told you guys, make a bucket list, do your Pinterest board, tag the podcast. I want to see what you guys are doing, even if it's just like you want to go on more solo dates, you want to make a new friend, you want to go to a concert, you know, like whatever it is, small, little, if it's just things to like check off your list of things that you have to do like around your house and maybe take yourself out for ice cream one day, like anything it is a win. Okay. It's a win. As long as you're happy, it's a win. So that's the summer. Okay. We're all outside this summer. Now, I want to get into my last topic for the podcast today, which is the title of this episode, Office Talk. Now, if you guys have worked a 9 to 5 before, you know how it goes when you work a 9 to 5. Those 8 hours are not always spent working. Now some days there are busy days where you are really like working, but then out of those 8 hours, a good chunk of those, if you know, after you do your work, is spent talking with your colleagues, getting a drink at the cooler, just getting up and doing everything and above. So that is what I am in training right now. So I'm not like just up and about talking to people, but I'm getting to know different people. I'm becoming acquainted with everyone. And I sit by these 2 guys. Now, guys, these 2 guys, in my opinion, are not the best looking, but they do have money. And you can tell in their conversation. So there's these 2 guys that I sit near at work, and you know, they chat about sports, whatever, but also their love life. And one guy who is from Nigeria, he is like, has a wife back home, he has a girlfriend back home, and he has a girlfriend in America. And then another guy I sit by, he is like, you know, talking about the girl that he's seeing and and like they're they're having all this guy talk. And I've been around guy talk like in my family, and I always think like, oh my God, like men are crazy. But I haven't been around guy talk like outside of my family. So when I hear guys talking about the girls they're seeing, oh, should I text her this or that, bro? What do you think I should say? You know, like it is so interesting to me. Like I wanted to just sit there and like take notes all day. And they're talking about like, you know, what to text this girl back. He's showing her pictures of the girl, and he's like, yeah, bro, like, you know, she's just one of those girls. Like I have to spend money on her. And last weekend I spent like $600 on her, and it was crazy. And I'm just like, this is so interesting. Like $600 to me is a bit cheap. Okay, it's not cheap. 600 is not cheap. It's been a bit on the like depending on what they did or how long they've been together. But I guess if you're spending 600 every weekend, yeah, that's expensive. And they're just having all this like office and bro talk. And the only thing I'm thinking to myself is, wow, even guys in their 40s are still like the guys in their 20s. They don't know what to text the girl back. They're getting advice from their friends, or work, or their work buddy or colleague, whatever you want to call it. And they are just as nervous or anxious as we are, because girls, we know how it is. Like we are asking our friend like, hey, like what should we text them back? What should I wear tonight? Oh, do you think he'll like this? Do you think he'll like that? Or just like very more kind of like, we have like a lot more questions and more dialogue. And I always feel like guys are very like straightforward. They don't have much dialogue. But it's funny because they don't talk for a long time. Like when I hear them chatting, it's like for a short period. And the questions are very direct, but it's like, it's a bit, they're a bit chatty. And so they're going back and forth. And, the guy from Nigeria is like, well, I have my wife back home, and I have my girlfriend here, and I have my girlfriend here, like, back home in Nigeria. And then I have a girlfriend here in New York. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, like I can't imagine having a husband back home in Grenada, a boyfriend back home in Grenada, and then a boyfriend here in New York. I think that's actually like crazy. I think you should be talking to multiple people. Like, I think you could talk to like 3 people in rotation. But once you're married, like a marriage contract has been signed, and you have an actual marriage where you have to take care of your wife, and then you have a girlfriend on this, like a mistress one. It was a lot happening, guys. It was a lot. So I just thought it was just very telling. It was very, very telling. But one of the major takeaways is that guys are just as nervous, which may be not a shocking thing for everyone. But I think when you have this kind of like insight, you're like, oh, okay. Like they are, like they're not as nonchalant as they seem. And takeaway 2, men in their 40s, 50, whatever, 50s, whatever, they still are players. They're still on their game. They still have mistress 1, 2, 3, and 4. And married men are more single than single men, which is actually crazy. So that is my office talk takeaway for the week. And I don't know. I don't know what to do with that, because I think, wow, I can't imagine being like married or being in a relationship with someone and they not, and they're really married. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about office talk. If you guys want some like tea, a little bit more on this office talk, because it's kind of interesting. But that is all I have for today's episode, guys. Let me know what you think about the episode today. Like, share, save, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.